bout of the night is between Eric Esquival and Chandler Derouen. Making his way to the cage, fighting out of Austin, Texas, Eric Esquival!
Eric Esquivel looking determined for his first victory here tonight. Known for his toughness and willingness to train, he'll be aiming to set the pace early as he takes on the double tough Chandler Derouen. The more experienced of the two fighters, no stranger to the cage. This is his second appearance. There we see the final touches for Eric Esquivel. As our ring announcer was mentioning earlier, guys, check out tapperscrap.com where you can catch the action, and also where you can see this live on clearlifemedia.com. Spread the words to your friends and family. You can catch this action live, mixed martial arts, Tapper Scrap, clearlifemedia.com. There we see him, Eric Esquivel, ready for action.
Tapper Scrap Promotions would like to thank its corporate sponsor, Essential Orthopedic Physical Therapy, for their continued support of mixed martial arts in the greater Golden Crescent. Making his way to the cage, fighting out of Killeen, Texas, Charles Derouen!
Making his way to the cage, Chandler Derouen comes in with a solid camp behind him and a reputation for slick grappling in the local circuit. Coaches describe him as composed with a measured style that builds pressure over time. So this could be an awesome matchup of a classic clash of styles. Esquivel made the look keep it standing and aggressive, while Derouen could bring it to the mat. We shall see how this story unfolds. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape as we get the final touches for Derouen. And there we see, guy, right there, the biggest discrepancy. 5'10" of Esquivel taking on the 6'4" Derouen. Both of them under the 155-pound weight limit. 28 years of age, Derouen taking on the 23-year-old Esquivel. So the bigger, the elder of the two fighters, more experienced Derouen. There we see him, ready for action.
Our third bout of the evening is in the men's lightweight division between Eric Esquivel and Chandler Derouen. This bout is scheduled for three-minute rounds of MMA action and presented to you by Essential Orthopedic Physical Therapy. Introducing first, standing in the blue corner, this mixed martial artist stands 6 feet, weighing in at 153.6 pounds. He is making his amateur debut, fighting out of Patriot MMA in Austin, Texas, Eric Esquivel! His opponent, standing in the red corner, is a mixed martial artist standing 6 feet, 4 inches, weighing in at 154.1 pounds with an amateur record of 0 wins and 1 loss. Fighting out of the Strike Kings MMA in Killeen, Texas, Chandler Derouen! Referee in charge of the action is Professor Joe Solis.
Eric Esquivel, Chandler Derouen. Referee Joe Solis in charge of this matchup. 155-pound weight limit. And man, Chandler is a big 55-pounder, ladies and gentlemen. I used to fight 55, and I would not want to be facing this young man. Eric backing Chandler up. Man, Chandler just moving forward. He is showing no fear. Body lock now, trying to drive Chandler. Chandler with that high knee, trying to circle out. But Esquival doing a good job in cutting him off. Now it's back to the center. Oh, leg kick and a wild swing from Esquival. Inside leg kick. Man, they are going at it this first 30 seconds of this three-minute round fight. Man, Esquival is just going at it wild. I like it, though. Got to be careful, though, with the longer of the two fighters Derouen needs to be careful not to get caught with something from that long reach of Derouen. Already with that leg kick, and Esquival showing that he doesn't like it. But I like the attitude of Esquival. He's got a smile on his face. He's just swinging away. He's eating some shots, but he continues to move forward. Both fighters looking hungry for their first victory here tonight. Good takedown defense from Derouen. As he sprawls, has a, for a second there he had like a modified Darce choke, but just now he's going for the guillotine with just one arm in. You can't quite see if he's got the lock from that angle, but he does have the lock. Esquivel could be in trouble here. Let's see if Derouen can seal the deal. Good heart from Esquivel fighting out of that. That looked kind of deep there for a moment. Derouen trying to look for the reversal here. It's in a solid spot. But the slippery Esquivel just refuses to give up position from on top. Does a good job in thwarting that reversal. Interesting fight unfolding in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. Just under a minute left. We've seen the heart of Esquivel and the skill of Derouen. And so far, I have Chandler ahead with that submission attempt. Esquivel needs some catching up to do. He needs to really start to pick up the pace on that ground and pound if he looks to steal this round, which he very well could.
Right hand.
Elbows are not allowed in the amateurs, ladies and gentlemen. Otherwise, the longer fighter of Derouen could be doing some solid push-off elbows.
Right hand.
Just under 10 seconds left. Entertaining opening round between these two 55-pounders. Give a slight edge to Derouen for that guillotine attempt. If we have a replay on that, I'd love to see just how close that was. But a lot of heart from Esquivel for fighting his way out of that, because it looked pretty solid. And then in the midst of all the adrenaline that's pumping during the opening round of a fight could really fatigue you, and you're caught in a choke. You just intensify that situation. Every save off the takedown defense. At first he went for like a Darce defense, but just the impact of the mat forced him to have to lighten his grip up and transition to a guillotine. And right there, you see how Esquivel was doing, like just trying to pry his head out, which is like the worst thing you can do. It just intensifies the choke. But that just shows how much heart this man has, because, man, he was probably had no air whatsoever, and he just still did not give up. He was just going to continue on until his lights went out. It's going to be interesting to see what adjustments are made. Round two underway. As Chandler comes out southpaw to the conventional Esquivel. Man, like solid shots there exchanged in the center there. I think Esquivel's came out a little bit better of the two, able to back Chandler up against the cage. Elbows are legal to the body. Good defense there from Derouen, as Esquivel investing a lot of time and energy into this takedown. He had sure hoped to get that in these short rounds, and he does not. Bad investment on that takedown, as Derouen now enjoys top position, taking advantage of that defense. And that bad call on Esquival to continue on going for that. But Esquival, slippery individual there, able to slip his way out of that bad spot. Got to be careful that he doesn't yank Derouen right on top of him, which he's almost about to do. Scrambling for position now. It's a good shot for Esquival. Good opening for him just to throw some bombs from this position. But I think Derouen has his hand locked. He's trying to roll through. Slick reversal there from Derouen. Nicely done. Now he ends up in side control position. This is where he can land some solid knees from the side. And this half guard, if you're a ground and pound specialist, this is a spot that you love to be in. Because you can make it look like you're working, but you're just tied up into that half guard, all the while maintaining that top position and just peppering your opponent with some shots. I think right now it's looking like, for a second it looked like Derouen was going for to set him up for an anaconda choke. He still might be doing so. Or actually right here, some kind of a modified crucifix that I haven't seen, or he could be going for it. I think he is, and neck cranks are typically not legal in amateur MMA, but an exception could be made tonight. I'm not certain. I'm going to have to ask one of the officials if they're going to allow the crucifix there, because it looks like Derouen's going for it. Or he could, if he's not using it for a submission, just using it just to maintain position, that's one thing. And that is not a comfortable spot there. If you see the grimace on Esquival's face from being in that neck crank position, now he's able to slip his head out, get some breathing room. As this grappling exchange has dominated the second round. And once again, it's looking like a Chandler Derouen round, as he opts to land some solid shots to finish the round. I think that was a good choice. It's round 2 in the books. Entertaining round. It seems like it went so fast. Let me ask. Yeah, I just hollered out to the referee and asked him if neck cranks are legal, which they are. Just no twisting spine locks, stuff like a twister and such. So the rules evolved over the years. I've seen some amateur MMA events where they were allowing elbows, which is wild to me. And that turned out to be a technicality somehow, because they typically don't. So now they're allowing the neck crank. So you ever see a replay of round 2, you see that slipperiness of Esquival as he's able to slip out of that mount position in a very unorthodox way, just coming out the back door. Third and final round. Esquival needs to go for broke if he wants to win this fight, as I have Derouen ahead 2-0 on my unofficial scorecard. Both fighters opt to come out southpaw for this round, and then Esquival immediately switches back to conventional. Solid left there from Esquival got the attention of Derouen. As you can feel the wear, you can see the wear on both fighters after all that grappling exchange. It's been an entertaining fight. Wow, swinging away there. Chandler had a solid left hook there. Esquival is wobbly. Referee Joe Solis is looking close in on the action. This could be a stoppage, ladies and gentlemen. Esquival in trouble. Can Chandler seal the deal here? And that is it. Joe Solis has seen enough. Chandler Derouen with the victory here tonight. Wow, what a performance. Third round TKO for Chandler Derouen. That was a fun fight to watch, ladies and gentlemen. We got to see a mix of everything. Here's some of the replays. Look at that big looping punch there from the 6'4" Chandler Derouen. Bicycle knee that just barely missed, and he's just swinging away. Esquival was in trouble. Esquival is an entertaining fighter. I hope to see both of these fighters in future Tapper scraps, as Esquival put on a heck of a performance himself. just came up short against just the physically bigger and more experienced of the two fighters. So far, that's a fight of the night, in my opinion. Got to see the mix-up of just heavy brawling in the middle of the ring to some slick grappling back and forth to some transitions to submission attempts. Very entertaining fight between these two fighters. We're going to make this one official here pretty soon. I want to thank everyone home that's watching live from ClearLiveMedia.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise for our Warriors.
Let's make this one official. Hand it over to our ring announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for our Warriors. At 46 seconds into the third round, referee Joe Solis stopped this bout for your winner by TKO, fighting out of Strike Kings MMA, Chandler Derouen! Chandler, I've had the privilege of watching your first fight in your debut. You've got a heart of a lion. You got a no-quit attitude. Your coaches are happy. You're happy. Tell us what it means to get a victory.
Feels good for all the hard work paying off. I want to give a shout out to my wife for letting me chase this crazy dream. And a shout out to my team for pushing me and my coaches for training me for everything I saw tonight.
What's next?
We're going to keep going for more.
Nice. Do you have any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Non-Parole Barbershop in Coppers Cove, Texas. And Strike Kings in Killeen, Texas.
I love it. Let's do it one more time. Let's make some noise for our winner by TKO, Chandler Derouen! Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a 15-minute intermission.